The Biden whistleblower is still circulating around out there. We're waiting to get some new documents. But the question is, what does the document show? And is this whistleblower legitimate? James Comer over on the Oversight Committee says he definitely is. We know the letter has gone out from James Comer and Chuck Grassley over to the FBI, demanding they get their hands on these whistleblower documents that implicate the Biden family.
I have come to this Senate chamber to discuss my constitutional oversight of the Justice Department and the FBI. In many of those floor speeches, I've discussed legally protected and unclassified whistleblower disclosures that were made to my office relating to the Hunter Biden criminal investigation. These disclosures were made public in the interest of transparency and accountability, because the public's business should be public, and we should know as senators or congressmen and congresswomen whether the executive branch of government is faithfully executing the laws as the Constitution requires. Those disclosures that I've made have a very common theme. The Justice Department and FBI have allowed political infection to take root within each agency's decision-making process. Such an infection is an existential threat to any government agency, but to a law enforcement agency that can interfere with our constitutional rights, such an infection is catastrophic. Congressional attention. So
that's Chuck Grassley in the Senate, and he's really focused and fired up on this issue. He's been focused on it for a long time, and he's joined by James Comer, who is also explaining what they are after here.
Well, Senator Grassley and I have both reviewed that disclosure. We find it very credible. We're very concerned. We have a lot of questions as to whether or not the FBI even looked into this. We know from your previous reporting that you've already stated on the show that they turned a blind eye to anything pertaining to Joe Biden, and they just assume the worst when they look into anything that pertains to former President Trump. So we're very concerned about this, and I'll tell you why, Sean, because as you know, I possess bank records from the Biden family now, and there's a consistent pattern of the Bidens using LLCs to receive payments from our adversaries around the world, including the Chinese Communist Party and many other countries, that go into various LLCs, and then they transfer them around in a type of money laundering scheme, and then transfer the money back to different Biden family members. We've identified 9 Biden family members that have received these type of payments from adversarial countries around the world. Now, the question is, what are they doing to receive these payments? Then we get this very credible whistleblower come forward. And we have, again, reviewed this specific disclosure. So now we're requesting that disclosure from the FBI, and we want to know exactly what they've done to verify whether or not this allegation is true.
Yeah, there's a big question about that, because we know that the document that they were requesting was a memorialization of an interview, and apparently the concept is a whistleblower came to the FBI or to the DOJ and said, hey, I've got some pretty bad evidence that implicates the Biden family, and I want to communicate it to you. And they said, okay, let's have a sit down. Part of the sit down is you have the conversation, then you memorialize it in a document. That document allegedly is in a drawer somewhere at the FBI or DOJ's office. And Comer's saying, have you guys did you do anything with it? Like, the whistleblower came and made this report to you. Did you take action with it, or did you just dump it in the shredder because you didn't want to address it?
I think it would be very difficult to destroy. It's my understanding that it is submitted within their database, and it's very difficult to take that out and destroy it, because I had that same question.
Have you ever heard of bleach pit?
Now,
have you ever heard of bleach pit?
We're seeing it all with respect to the FBI, unfortunately. But we're very confident that this does exist. We're very confident in the whistleblower. And look, this fits a pattern of behavior that the Bidens have done, because we've already identified millions of dollars into 9 different Biden family members, and we don't have any idea what they did to receive that money. There are no businesses. That's what the Biden attorneys and their friends in the media have said. Well, these were legitimate investments into different Biden business interests. There are no business interests, Sean. The business was the Bidens creating different LLCs, trying to hide who the source of the transfer was, and then deceive the IRS, and then goes back into the Biden's back pockets. So what did they do to receive this money? And again, we take our whistleblowers very seriously. As you know, there have been 2 very credible whistleblowers come forward in the last 2 weeks. We're doing everything we can to protect these whistleblowers and to try to encourage more whistleblowers to come forward. But we have credible evidence, and we want to know exactly what the FBI did to verify this.
You talk about a foreign national.
Because they didn't do anything. They've had evidence of this family's nefariousness for a long time. They've had the laptop. They knew about Hunter Biden's gun crimes. They've known and followed this around for a while. Joe Biden's been in the government forever.
I'm not at liberty to say right now. Again, we're waiting for the FBI to comply with our subpoena.
I'm teasing.
You'll be the first to know, Sean.
No, to be honest, Congressman, you're talking about a vice president being bribed. And he's now the president of this country. You know, a balloon flies over our country and nothing happens. A drone is taken out of the sky and nothing happens. Is it because the president is compromised? I worry about that. Am I wrong to worry about that?
No, you're exactly right. That's why we're investigating Joe Biden. The media wants to talk about Hunter Biden. Look, we've already disclosed that there are 9 Biden family members. It isn't just about the president's son. It isn't just about the president's brother. It's about the president's entire family. But let's be real. I mean, does anyone believe that they're getting this money just as coincidence? I mean, there are countless transactions from many countries that no one else would ever do business with. Even some of the biggest companies in America that have a huge international footprint don't even do business in some of these countries. What are they doing to receive this money? This fits a pattern with everything that our whistleblower, our very credible whistleblower, has alleged that Joe Biden did when he was vice president. That's why we want to know what the FBI has done to verify this claim. We know they have the claim. We want to know what they've done to verify the claim.
Somebody filed a complaint. The FBI is just sitting on it. So the whistleblower then seems like they went over to Congress and told Congress they are just not doing anything with my complaint. Please go and investigate. So Congress is doing that. Byron Donalds was on, and he explained his reaction to this.
My initial thoughts are, I'm simply not surprised. Laura, we've been going at this investigation in the Oversight Committee for months now. A couple of weeks ago, I was at the Treasury Department reviewing some of the financial documents associated with things that Hunter Biden and Jim Biden have been involved in. And at any point throughout this entire situation, you could never get anybody who just uses basic common sense to actually believe that Joe Biden had no idea what his brother and his son was doing. Right. Now the whistleblower has come forward. Apparently FBI has documented this and has looked into this. And the American people need to know, they need to see if their president is compromised by foreign nations because he and his family wanted to make money off of his political power that he has amassed over 50 years in government.
We've got questions for the White House. Are they going to speak about any of this at all? Not really. They're not really doing much of anything. In fact, something we talk a lot about on our members-only morning streams is that the presidential schedule is basically non-existent. This is what it looked like today. He had a meeting with his Investing in America cabinet. Oh, that's nice. So they had one meeting today. He got his briefing. He had a meeting today at 11:45. He also yesterday didn't do really anything. He got a presidential daily briefing. Oh, that's nice. What did he do on Wednesday? He had a dinner. Okay. So they don't really do much other than have lunch and have dinners now. The president and the vice president, they had lunch. And so all of these questions come in. We want to know, are they going to address any of it? Or are they just going to say, we've got nothing for you? You can pretty much guess where it goes. This is how John Kirby responded in the White House.
John, I've got a question about House Oversight Committee subpoena that was issued yesterday. It's seeking an FBI document from 2020 that, quote, describes an alleged criminal scheme involving then Vice President Biden and a foreign national relating to the exchange of money for policy decisions. What's the White House's response to this serious corruption allegation?
I'm going to have to refer you to the Justice Department on that. I have nothing for you on that today.
No. Do you know what country this pertains to, or what policy decision?
I have nothing for you, sir. I'm going to have to refer you to the Justice Department.
Nothing on that because they don't want to talk about it. So the Biden crime family continues to march forward, but Congress is now demanding some answers, and we'll see what the FBI says in response.